It is already a very busy day here at Cedar Point for Halloweekends, and we are today figuring out how to get the most out of your day. People are excited about the holidays, they're out celebrating, and it's a Saturday. So, how can you do the most shows, get the most seats, and get the most bang for your bucks on rides? Well, come along with me. Let's go! My first tip for you is a tip that I did not adhere to this morning, which is get here for early park entry. I did not do that this morning. I'm here at about 11:15 right now, but that's definitely the most helpful way to get the most bang for your buck. Our first ride this morning is Raptor at a surprisingly extremely low wait, or at least that's what it says. As I'm looking in this queue though, this is not a 0-minute wait. That kind of stuff makes me mad, I'm not gonna lie. When it says 0 minutes, and I come back here and it's this big, someone needs to fix that. There's an employee sitting right there. Why is that not changed? Sorry, but that is a ridiculous amount of people, and the most amount of people are up here at the front of the park right now, which is why there are so many people behind me at this moment. I'm not coming here. We're gonna go find someplace else. In my opinion, it should never say 0 in front of it unless it really is a 0-minute wait, especially if you have an employee sitting right there. That should never, ever be the case. Let's see if it's been updated yet. No, it still has not been updated. Like, just this line to get into the entrance is more than a 0-minute wait. My second tip for you is to avoid rides at the very front of the park, especially the flat rides and usually the roller coasters also. Now, there are a few off the beaten track that sometimes you can do. Sometimes Gatekeeper is a good option. The best way to figure out which place to go first is to check out the app, which is also my third tip. Check out the app on your way into the park. Now, you can't actually see the wait times until you enter the gates of the park, but at that point, check out your app, see what things are like, and see which rides seem to be the best option. It's certainly not scripture. It is not gospel truth, but it is very helpful for a starting point in your day while you are here trying to figure out where you want to go in the morning. Here I am at Gatekeeper. I did discover that this only has a 20-minute wait, so why not hit it right now? We might as well do that. This line is not nearly terrible, but it does look worse than it is because of where the line is headed to right now, because all of that stuff behind me is empty. And at a 20-minute wait, I mean, who can blame me? Let's go. They opened up a whole bunch more space here. Looks like this is going to take right at probably about 25 minutes. I've got about 3 more rotations that I'm going to need to go through in order to get there. But that does make sense considering that they keep making the line longer. However, and actually it's quite a bit longer now. However, they have not updated the app at all to reflect this in any way. I do not understand why the app is not being updated today. It's actually very frustrating to me. I hate it when I see how terribly done the app is here. This line has really, really grown since I got into it, and they just keep opening more spots. I just watched them while I was waiting over there. I just watched them open up lines down here, and now they're opening up additional lines here. It does look like they finally kind of got to the end of where the line is right now, but it is a popular day for Gatekeeper, so we made good time on that. That was about a 22-minute wait because I found an empty back row. I don't know why the back row is empty, but hey, I'll take it. Now, that ended up being a 22-minute wait on Gatekeeper, so we are going to continue our little exploration of the boardwalk, or what will be the boardwalk here at Cedar Point. So let's go. It is early lunchtime now that we are done with Gatekeeper, 12:15 right now, which means it's time to go grab something to eat before the lines just get unmanageable. Often, if the lines are fairly bad already, or if I'm eating a little bit later than I would normally like to, and I am afraid of long lines, I will just go to the bar at specifically Chickies and Pete's. And that's where we're headed right now. That's always a good place to go. That way you don't have to wait to be seated. You can also get a drink. You can kind of just enjoy yourself, watch a little bit of TV, and be prepared for the rest of your day. I am expecting truly massive waits tonight. Now, like after 10 o'clock or so, the lines will go down just a little bit, but from 6 to 10, maybe even later than that, maybe even earlier than that, this place is going to be packed and so full. And here we are at Chickies and Pete's for a good meal. Let's go. Chickies and Pete's. Oh no, this location will be closed today. Well, we're obviously not going here, but our next ride though is going to be Blue Streak, otherwise rethemed as Boo Streak during Halloweekends. We're headed there right now for one quick ride here. Yet this morning or slash, I don't know, this afternoon, I don't know. That's where we're headed right now. Let's go. Streak is not one of my favorite rides here at Cedar Point, but it is a classic and it does have some wicked airtime. I'm not mad about it.
Single rider.
Right here. And I'm a single rider, so I get to go right on. Let's go. Really accurate timing, but you know what? I'll take it if I can get it. Love that ride. And actually, surprisingly, it was very, very smooth tonight. Also, we did not get to eat because Chickies and Pete's was closed down, which means we're gonna have to go find something else here in the park. And I think I know where I'm gonna go because it's just kind of my old trusty, and honestly, it's become one of my favorites in this year, which is surprising. So we're going to grab some food, and look what I found on my way. Since we failed at eating earlier, we are now on our way to Coaster's Diner. It's funny to me how Coaster's Diner has become one of my favorite places to eat. Last year it was Backbeat Q. And Coaster's Diner is probably not my number one. As a matter of fact, I know it's not my number one because that is definitely the Kitchen Farm and Grill. But I really do love the burgers here at Coaster's Diner. And I didn't really before. It was economical because they were big burgers, but they weren't particularly good. Now, that is not the same. And I am surprised to see such a small line here. I'm okay with it though. Let's go. Well, that was an incredibly quick line, and I was able to find a seat in here, which is awesome. Gonna be real fast and get out of here. Let's go. Right now, while you are eating, is also a great time to check out the app and to see what else may have some good times on it, where you may want to head toward for the day. I came in at 12:15 and there was no line. That is not the same at 12:45.
Let's ride our carcass out on the floor.
The monsters are coming, Charlie Brown.
See if you can
I was walking round Cedar Point one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. The Halloweekends seemed to come alive with my friend Charlie Brown in a costume disguise.
And our next ride is Magnum at a 5-minute wait. I am very excited for this. That being said though, I also see the Corkscrew is having some problems. Okay, it said a 5-minute wait on the app. I'm not expecting that anymore. I have walked for a little while also. So next on our list here on the Gemini Midway is Magnum. This was the first continuous circuit roller coaster that to ever break the 200-foot barrier for coasters, and it's right here in Sandusky. That is called a hyper coaster, and I love it that we have so many of them just simply existing in this park altogether. But it is a very, very fun ride. Definitely a little bit bumpy. I lovingly refer to it as Millennium Force, only it beats the hell out of you. But it is a great ride.
Almost 50 years later.
To the platform, secure your loose articles, everything right with you, but don't lose it, Magnum will take your phone.
Let's go. Magnum was on fire. Man, That thing was moving today. So hey, what are you guys' names? Thanks for saying hi, by the way.
Hey, Rob.
Rob?
And Monica.
And Monica, they just said hi to me in the line. Thank you guys so much for saying hi. What are your favorite rides?
Steel Vengeance.
Steel Vengeance.
Is it?
Yep, hands down.
Both
hands
of you,
down.
huh?
Yes,
Well, then
yes.
this is a good marriage.
Well, we're celebrating 23 years tomorrow.
That's awesome!
Yes,
Congratulations!
thank you.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for saying hi, and congratulations on the
Thank you very much.
on the anniversary. You guys have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
This actually isn't a beer. This is a cider, and actually, it's like spicy. I really like it. She told me that it was the perfect fall drink. Absolutely not. Never. No way.
Not your average theme park guy.
Cedar Creek Mine Ride was made in the late 60s, 1969. It is an incredible, simple ride. Very, very fun. I enjoy it immensely. I have had so much fun on this ride ever since I was a kid, and a lot of it was that I was afraid of looping coasters. I'm also just about done with my beer, so that's perfect too. Cedar Creek Mine Ride says a 25-minute wait, but I don't even think it's going to be quite that much. Okay, so that took 14 minutes to get onto the ride. Now we have reached the part in our day where riding rides, I mean, obviously if you want to, that's great. It's not worth it for me anymore. These lines are absolutely massive, and I am not planning on standing in them. Why we rode the order that we rode today. This is the biggest line I've seen from Magnum in a very, very, very long time. These lines will get a little bit smaller this evening during the haunt or during Halloweekends. I am flabbergasted by the amount of people that are here. It is insanity, but it's also a good time to go get the dogs and take them for a walk. Another tip, take a break at the height of the day. When things are the craziest and lines are the biggest and you don't feel like it anymore and you just don't want to play that game, don't do it. Decide to leave. Come back when things are a little bit less. Now, of course that helps that I've been here a lot of times. If you've never been here before, you don't want to do that. You want to just stay, you want to ride things. If this is your first visit, or if it's maybe a string of quick visits that you're going to have, you know, maybe you have 4 days that you're going to be here, and after that you're not going to get to come again. I understand that, but if you have the time to go enjoy other things, come on out to the pier. If you do have dogs, of course you can go take the dogs out for a walk, or maybe you just need to go get a drink, go hang out by the beach, go to Hotel Breakers. There are so many different places where you can hang out and kind of get a respite from the crowds. That way you can just kind of relax and feel better about your day, and you're not going to be overly stimulated by the end of it. Also, another good tip, if you're someone like me who frequents naps, just simply to go out to your car, take a bit of a nap. Last time I thought they had signs everywhere saying do not let your dogs go in the grass, but they don't have any signs like that down these paths down here. So once you get down far enough, then you can bring your dogs and let them go in the grass out here. So next time I'll just walk a little bit further. Now, if you have not seen my video talking about the pet check here, definitely go check that out. I'll have it linked down in this video also. But you can bring dogs here, and we talked about it at length in that video, but I'm not really covering it today. So the pet check is done, and we are now on our way back into the park for the remainder of the night. Should be really good. Let's go. Like I said earlier, the next thing is a sweater for tonight. It's really not that bad right now, but I can feel the chill in the air, and the chill in the air is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I love the gardens here at Cedar Point. All of them are just so pretty, and it just comes down to my love of theming. Anytime that there's theming almost regardless of what it is. I love it. Including, of course, Midnight Syndicate, who is playing right now. Although they'll be playing tonight at 8:30, actually. We've got this creepy dude. Oh, he's done. He's done. You know, I don't think I've ever actually caught him moving. It's like the second I come by here, he immediately sits down and sleeps again. This is such a great ride, and you know what? We're gonna ride it right now. So let's go. Now, there's almost never more than one rotation that you're gonna have to wait for on this ride. Come get in line. It has a very, very high capacity, so you may only need to wait just one time while everyone rides the ride. They'll get off and you can get on. This is actually the fullest I've ever seen this ride. All right, I think we found him. Let's go. All right, and we are here at Derby Downs. Like I said earlier, that ride feels a lot more intense than you might think it would feel. It seems very much like just a kiddie ride, but it is a 48-inch height requirement, and it is a 48-inch height requirement for a reason. Even when I took my mom on it, she was kind of like, I'm gonna fall. And it does kind of feel that way. The best tip that I can give you for either littles or someone who's a little bit older for you, or just someone who doesn't really like to go fast, press down on your right foot on your horse. That'll give you the most stability so that you feel like you're not gonna fall. If you don't press down on that right foot, it is going to feel a little bit more like you could topple over. It'd be pretty hard to topple over one way or another, but if you would start to topple over and you've pressed down with your right foot, you'll basically just stand up. That's all you'll do. I love this. I will wear this everywhere. I am so excited. We've got a few hanging pumpkins that I have not noticed yet. Those things are awkward and horrible. It looks so uncomfortable. Wow, that sun. New sweatshirt, who this? Okay, so we are now on our way to our very first stop for actual Halloween activities tonight. So, Lusty Lil's, or Wake the Dead, a murder mystery musical. Here we come. Hey, so thank you guys so much for saying hi to me. It was really nice to meet you. So what are your names again?
I'm Cherie.
Okay.
Talia.
Talia. Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you guys, Cherie and Talia. So what you guys said, you said you really like the shows mostly, but you haven't done shows a whole lot yet. So
Not here
what coasters are your favorites?
Let me think. Historically, well, growing up, the Gemini was one of my favorites, of course, until some of the other ones came later.
Sure.
And then I loved Magnum, and I've been on Millennium. I never got the opportunity to ride Top Thrill.
Oh no. Oh no.
Never made it, but I would say, yeah, those three, the Gemini and Magnum and
Sure.
Millennium Force. I'm a fan of hills.
Okay.
All the newer coasters
Not so much
have
going
a lot
upside
of
down. Yeah.
Everything is
So Steel Vengeance is not your bag, really.
I haven't been on it yet since they changed it. I went on it when it was still, what was it, Mean Streak?
Oh yeah, Mean Streak, yes, yeah.
And so that's when I rode it, but I have not. I want to ride it.
It's really fun, but you just have to go, oh my word, I'm just, don't try to hold on to anything. If you try to protect yourself, you'll just strain a muscle. That's all you'll do.
Right. Just free flow.
Yeah, just free flow. Just like, God will protect me or I will die. There's no in between. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for saying hi. It was awesome to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have a good one. So sweet. Thanks for saying hi, guys. Oh, our next show is a very popular one right now, and it is Lusty Lil's, but in this case, it is a murder mystery. So we're going in, and this guy does not look happy. I mean, I guess it makes sense that you wouldn't look happy, right? Oh, he does look happy, though. That's scary. But it does make sense we're not happy. I mean, it's a wake, so. They are packed to the point where there is no place to sit. No place to sit, meaning I'm not even allowed in. You know, though, I'm happy that they're doing so well. I'm happy that people want to go see them, and I hope it continues because I'm loving the amount of success that I'm seeing from Cedar Point's entertainment right now, that people are really wanting in droves to go see it. Instead, we're gonna need to go find something to eat down here since that did not pan out at all. Get to be here on days that are less full, so I don't want to wait in a line that's this far out of Chick-fil-A. You know what? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. Cause yeah, I can't justify that. Also off camera, I bought a new sweater. What do you guys think of it? I love it. It is my favorite. And there is a video about that up online already. So go check that out if you guys would like to. It's been a 12-minute wait right now. And we still have probably about half the line in front of us. This truly is like eating all true farmhouse kitchen food. I mean, everything is fried. That's exactly true. I lived in South Dakota. I know that those people do not understand the concept of just a vegetable. It's either smothered in mayonnaise or it is fried, just like this. It has now been 20 minutes of a wait, and I'm not even quite up to the front of the line yet. 25 minutes later, and here's my meal. So the show, the opening Scary Monies, is opening up right now. It's actually starting as we speak. So we are headed down to the front here to go check that out. I just was in the middle of eating my biscuit, and this guy comes up to me and he says, hey! It's like, hey, he said, my girlfriend and I watch you. His name is Brian. Thank you so much for saying hi. I love that. And thank you also for watching the videos. It's so much fun. Okay, I see some Screamsters. Coming out. They must be coming from the ceremonies. Lots of clowns right around here. Also, a lot of the haunt workers are all here, hanging out, ready for things to begin. We've also got the band about to start up here. Honestly, on a night like tonight, I am even overwhelmed about what to do, when to do it, all that kind of stuff. Because this just feels like there are no good options. They have light up stuff for Halloweekends. Those are fun things. I think they took that directly from Cedar Point Nights, and that was probably a good decision. Of course, if you haven't yet understood this, there are no boo necklaces. No boo necklaces mean that people do not scare you on the main midways. If you were to decide to go into a haunted house, they will still scare you. Because you made the decision to go into a haunted house. But as long as you stay out on the main pathways, no one will try to scare you. If you're out in the frontier area, walking around, no one will scare you. But those are an extra $15 if you would like to have the privilege of not being scared. I think I'm actually going to do Iron Dragon, and it's going to be a full-on 30-minute wait. But you know what? There are very few options at this point, so we're just going to do something. Now, honestly, this is probably the worst time to do this ride because the opening ceremonies just ended. But I'm on my way over to go watch. Well, first of all, we can watch the Shrieks here if there is enough time while we're here. But I'm on my way over to go see a show at 8:30 with the Midnight Syndicate. So this gives me an opportunity to watch a little bit of what's happening with some of these bands here, but it also gives me an opportunity to start walking toward Midnight Syndicate, and hopefully we can get quite a bit done. We'll have to see what happens tonight. It is such a busy night, so I don't know that we're going to do everything, but we'll make some decisions and figure out what is best to do on this incredibly, incredibly packed evening. Really though, this is fine because it just lets me catch up on my little Simsy addiction. And I missed a video today, so now we can watch it. So let's go. It has been 17 minutes right now to get onto Iron Dragon, and let's go. Not a terrible wait in comparison to the rest of the waits that are here in the park right now. But we'll see what else happens as we continue on through the evening tonight. All right, we've got the rock band going right now. This is Voss. Okay, so we get to see a little bit of the rock band, Voss, and now we are on our way to go up and get in line at the very front of the park. There's nothing else to do in line. It's going to be 45 minutes. Right now, it is cold enough that I'm kind of feeling like, why does Cedar Point not do a winter fest? They really should. Like, if you see how many people are here right now, it is just a madhouse, and it's extremely cold. So, you know, would people come for Winterfest? Absolutely. I don't think they'd be hurting themselves at all. Now, maybe they have administrative duties or something like that they have to do, or maybe they can't hire people at that time. I mean, there could be many reasons why, but if the reasons are for crowds, I don't think there's any reason not to do a Winterfest here. Word, guys, no line at all. The lines for drinks have been outrageous. And then I just see this, perfect, let's go. All right, so this is a platform bra raiser, which is something I'm shamefully bad at doing. So, we're on our way. Yes, I do have the humor of a 12-year-old. Let's go. Everyone eats before the haunt. So it does look like the best time to eat. It's actually once the haunts actually start. You're gonna still have lines, but the lines are not gonna be going out the door like they were before. But I'm here about a full 35 minutes before this show starts. There's still a massive line. This is not a small line for Midnight Syndicate. You have to be prepared for this kind of thing, and you definitely need to get in line early. What I was not prepared for was that Lusty Lil's would need me to get in line a half hour early also. All right, now this bra raiser or brow raiser, I'm not sure how you would actually say it, but it is good. It's a little bit more, it has more of a bite to it than I would like, you know. It's not bad. It is a bit more acidic than I think that's really what I'm tasting is the acid. Don't love that, but it's not bad at all. Something still enjoyable, fairly light tasting, but now I was going to be choosing the Oktoberfest, but I knew that would come in a bigger can, or not even can, but in a bigger pour. So I went with the can instead because I'm not going to have a lot of time here. I'm going to have about 15 minutes at most to drink this down before we start heading in to grab our seats. So that is one thing to know about also is like either 15 or 10 minutes earlier than the show starts, they will let you into the building so that you can get your seats and get situated before the show starts. That may not be a bad time to come either, 15 minutes beforehand, but just kind of depends on the situation and on how popular the night is. I was not going to take any chances tonight. Looks like I could have waited a few more minutes anyway, but I decided not to. So anyway, now this gives me a moment here where I can drink and I can just stand here and relax just a little bit before it's time to go in, and I get to sit for a while in the nice warmth, which will be really good. Okay, so this area has filled up entirely with people as far as line goes in the last couple of minutes here. So we still have probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, something like that, before we're going to be let in to the show building. So you definitely need to get here early. At this point, you'll be pushing whether or not there's space for you inside the show building for the show to start. So definitely get here early, especially on the busiest days, especially if you're here on a Saturday. All right, and right at 8:19, according to my phone anyway, we are on our way in to the main showroom. Now let's get a good look at how long this full line is. Also, I was able to complete my beer. It's all gone. The Brazer is empty. It's impotent now. Sorry guys, I just had to one more time. It's not quite as far as I thought it might be. It looks like this is the end of the line right here. As you can see, it is already quite full, and I was only near the middle of that, so I know that there are going to be a ton more people coming in. At this point, you may actually be able to get away with not having to stand in line for the entire time, maybe 15 minutes, but I don't know. If you're coming next week or the week after that, I would worry that there would be enough time, because Halloweekends is just going to become more and more and more popular as this year continues. And we only have a couple more weeks, so. And now right as the show starts, it is looking full. I don't think there's an empty seat in the house, except for the one right next to me, because I know someone right next to me. I am excited to see it from this far back, though, because I think it'll give a good vantage point of all the scares in the room, especially toward the very end.
His pale face neath the breezy disguise. In the shadows, the feasting, glistening fangs that will tear through your throat. The night rises on tenebrous wings.
Okay, so I sat on the aisle for that time, and there were some major moments that really creeped me out. Like, sent chills down my spine. If you're wanting that kind of an experience with like a chilling experience, then you want to do that. You want to sit on the end. But yeah, that was a lot creepier than I remember it being last time I watched it. Okay, right now Raptor is looking promising. Now, it says maybe like 15 minutes. I did hear someone say 30 minutes earlier. It said 30 minutes, but they actually waited an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, if this is going to fully be actually a 15-minute wait or not. We'll look at it right now. If I caught it at a good time, maybe when it's just coming up from a detour or a downtime for a minute, then that may be worthwhile. So we'll see what's happening. It does look like it's just a straight shot, and that may be worth it for right now. And then we're gonna go see the Shrieks, which are starting right now, but I don't need to see every moment of it anyway. Yeah, just a straight shot. This should be a good way to use our time right now. So it looks like we'll do the Shrieks at 9:20 and Wake the Dead at 11 o'clock, unless I decide not to stay at the Shrieks because it's too cold, which is a real possibility. In that case, then they play at 9:30, and I should be able to get in there now that other things are going on. When you try to go see a show, and it's the first show and only show that's actually running, that's when you're going to have the most trouble with actually being able to get in there and find a seat. So right now there are so many other things running, and that's why this line is so much lower than it is. Now at 11 o'clock or 11:30, somewhere around there, I need to go get the dogs, and I'll grab my car and go pick up the dogs from the vet, and go pick up the dogs from the kennel. So if I do go see Wake the Dead at 11 o'clock, that'll be the last thing that we will do. And then we'll walk straight to the front of the park and go get the puppies. And right at a 15-minute wait, let's go. All right, so this has gotten a lot longer, but it's not unmanageable. That was almost exactly at a 15-minute wait for me, but online it does say a 90-minute wait. And this is not turning into a 90-minute wait. So whether it reopened or not, it's still a fairly low line, which I think is what happens when the haunt begins, because everyone wants to go get out to the scares and not riding the rides anymore. So the worst moments as far as riding rides go is between, like, I don't know, maybe 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, when the haunts are not quite yet going. Right now, technically, we have 1 minute until the Shriek starts, and that's okay. I don't have to be there for the very beginning. Sometimes they start a few minutes early anyway, because of just the way the rotation works. As soon as one band is done playing, then the next band will start to play. So it's very possible that they'll already be a song or two in by the time I get there. But like I said, that's okay if I'm a few minutes late. I've already seen the entire show a couple times, and today we're just trying to get a little bit, it's about numbers. We're trying to get as many of each thing in as we can. So basically I'm telling you I'll count anything as a show, and I'll ride as many rides as I can and see as many haunted houses as possible. Yeah, the line for even Cadillac cars now has gone down substantially as soon as the haunt began. I didn't realize the Sky Ride did run at night. I didn't think it did, but they do have it back up and running again. All right, we are here. Now, I am taking a gamble on Lusty Lil's right now. Lusty Lil's has been very popular. I am hoping that I will have the opportunity to go and see Lusty Lil's tonight, despite it being so popular. So hopefully I can still get inside and see it. I don't have to have a perfect seat. Like I've said, I've seen it before, but I would like to get in and be able to see it. But even getting back there, honestly, right now is a difficulty because there are so many people, and especially on a cold night like this, I don't think this has ever happened in the time that I have been filming. I sure am glad I don't have massive social anxiety anymore about talking to my phone, because if I did, and people are just elbow to elbow, literally rubbing elbows while we are walking, this would be miserable. So Cornstalkers is back to its old, like 2.5 hour line. Just take it from me, don't do it. It's really just not worth it, especially not for 2.5 hours. If you can come on a Thursday and take the Cornstalkers route, then yes, then it is fun. When you only have to wait, 15 minutes for it, that's not a problem. But 2.5 hours is not worth it. Now, it is 9:36 right now. If I can't get into Lusty Lil's, which, like, I'm walking very slow. There's just not much of an option for you. You got to do whatever the crowd kind of ends up doing whenever it is this busy. Right, and we are headed off to Lusty Lil's right now, or Wake the Dead, a murder mystery musical. We shall see soon if I can actually get in or not. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens. Oh man, it is real full. And there's more people trying to come in too.
You tried to start your own band called Meat. And when that went rotten, you developed an interesting relationship with your...
And then she came into the picture. They always cheat. They all do. Well, if I could ever, then no one could. And I am telling you, it's okay. I'm not going on. You're the best man I ever known. There's no way I could ever go.
So the Shrieks play one more time at 10:20, and then I'll have a few more minutes before it's time for me to go and go pick up the dogs. So the plan right now is for me to go try to hit Bloodbath, and then try to hit, and then run straight up to the Shrieks and go see that. Unless Bloodbath has a massive line, which, holy cow, I think it might.
Yeah, Selena, look. You think that looks
Oh my word. All right, she said it's 45 minutes. This entire thing is completely full. Honestly, I don't think it would be that long, but they let people in one at a time. Well, groups at a time, because then you have Fright Lane, and these Fright Lane people are able to go in straight away, so they let in groups to get in here. So I do not have 45 minutes right now, but we may come back. It's so good. I love it. It's fun. I think I heard like 45 minutes, so something like that. Line comes all the way back to here. So we're not too far away from the Steel Vengeance sign, but the line in the back that you see isn't that much, and I know that they let pretty decent amounts of groups in. Okay, so this actually ends up working out perfectly because I'll have 15 minutes to walk and to get up to the Shrieks. So actually this grouping of doing things is actually going to be better for me, which should be really good. So let's go see this next show on our list for tonight. Not that it's anything new. We've done it all before. And we may not stay for forever. It is a cold night, although it's warmer than it was. But I still want to be able to say that I saw a decent amount of it. Okay, I just heard them say the Cornstalkers is at an hour-and-a-half wait right now. That's good information for you guys to know. It is going down just a little bit, not nearly as far out of the line as it was before. I'm not sure that I would say that Cornstalkers is worth it at all unless you are waiting less than a half hour for it. Now, I would never tell someone not to come to Cedar Point, no matter the reason, no matter how busy it is or anything like that. But I would tell you, plan a certain kind of thing that you are going to focus on while you come. My biggest recommendation would be to always, if you're coming on a weekend, make sure that you do both a Friday-Saturday pairing or do a Saturday-Sunday pairing. That way you have the ability to come in maybe on Friday night, do a few haunts, get kind of a feel for how busy the park is going to be. You can figure out whether maybe you might want to get a fast lane or a fright lane or anything like that. And then the next day, you can be well prepared to finish up whatever else you did not get to. I'm going to stop in here real fast, speaking of bands, and see what they're doing here with the Fantastics.
What do you want? Rock now, rock the night. 20 in the morning light. Rock now, rock the night. Oh, oh, yeah. Rock now, rock the night. Never believe it's right. Rock now, rock the night. Oh, oh.
I love all of the entertainment that is here at Cedar Point. The only thing that I wish could happen is the stunts that they used to have. They used to have some crazy stunts here on this stage even. They no longer do those stunts, and that's a little bit sad to me, but Kings Island does have their stunt show, and that's always fun to watch also. So maybe it's just kind of nice to have another place to go check out something. Anyway, we're here, let's go. one time I get here in time, nobody's in line. Now in this case, the Shrieks are actually a few minutes late. So sometimes that does happen because right now it is 2:20 and they are not done yet. So you just have to wait for whatever the rotation has ended up doing. But it is pretty accurate within a few minutes each time.
And make this hot Halloween party even hotter.
into the darkness. One screamster just lunged at me and said, "I watch your channel." And honestly, I don't know if a more terrifying thing could be said to me. Because now I'm just walking here, going through every possible scenario of what could he have heard me say. All right, let's see how long this line for Bloodbath is now. All right, and we are out of the scare zone. Back here by Steel Vengeance. We'll see how long this line actually is. We'll see where it goes and how long it is at this moment. So it does look like this one goes downhill or downward quite a bit. So it may not be worthwhile to spend your time waiting in this line while it's long. Yeah, the lady who was helping us get in, she said, it's way better, isn't it? And I said, yeah. This is, she said, you have to give it a minute for it to go down because people come all the way to the back of the park and then they crowd back here. So we are now on our way into Club Orpheus, but this is still by far going to be the longest line that I have waited in it because every time I've been here, all I've had to do is just walk straight in. All right, and it has been 11 minutes to get into Club Orpheus here. I have some people that are scared right behind me. That makes it even better.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing great.
You gonna let me in?
Tonight.
I'm looking to dance and party.
Oh, I know, VIP. I know you like to dance in there, buddy.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, we'll check this out one more time. Lusty Lil's, and maybe we'll hit Bloodbath one more time after this show.
He wasn't very good at his job.
And the others? What happened to them?
Well, all right. You see, all men are alike. Stupid. Do you know how to save a drowning man? You take your boot off the back of his neck. He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming all along. Sensitive. A painter. But he was troubled. He was always trying to find himself. And so he would go out every night looking. And along the way he found Ginger, Lisa, Clara, and Tommy. I guess you could say we split up due to artistic differences. You see, he saw himself alive, and I saw him dead. I met my second husband, Ezekiel, in Salt Lake City. He told me he was single and rich, so he hit it off right away. So, we got married. He'd go to work, he'd come home, I'd mix him a drink, we'd have dinner. It was like heaven with an open charge account. And then I found out single, he told me. Single? Ha! Not only was he married, but he had 6 wives. One of those Mormons. So he comes home from work, I mix him his drink as usual, and you know what? Some men just cannot hold their arsenic. He had it coming. He had it coming. If it was murder, it's not a crime. He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had to blame.
I love that show. I love the the lighting design in that show is incredible. It is so pretty, and also it is. They're doing a good job in front of me. Hey! Also, there's like the comedy just kind of seems to get better as I keep watching it too, and I love it. It was always a very well put together show, and the chemistry between the characters has always been really good. But yeah, so good. I did leave a little bit early though because I'm headed to Bloodbath right now. Back again. Yep. I love this one. This one's the most fun one. So apparently no line now for this one. So definitely this is one you want to hit right at the very end of the night. Don't waste your time on a large line. There's just no purpose to that. Be able to spend your time in other longer lines than this one. Man, I made it all the way through that without, and now I can actually go back to the show. So I actually might finish up this show, go back through one more time, and come back up to the front. We'll have done all of these things that many times. I mean, it's going to be like 15 things tonight. So that's pretty cool. Now that's also repeating something that I found works, and sometimes that's a good way to run up your numbers a little bit, let's just be honest. But I think a lot of the haunted houses are pretty low right now, which is pretty cool. There is one girl in Bloodbath that scares the crap out of me every single time. Literally all 3 times tonight, she has scared me. I walk around that corner and she just, every single time. Also, I was corrected online. Bloodbath, they are all vampires. So they're there to turn you. I think I said that they were zombies, that zombies had taken over a club. The real story is it's vampires have taken over a club, and that's the people that are in there. So you have, martini glasses filled with blood and people with blood smeared all over them. And yeah, it's fun. Didn't talk about this yet, but earlier in the night, Lilith won or lost or whatever it was that she did.
He was the only man who could ever handle me. And then she came into the picture. They always cheat. They all do.
Which I absolutely love because I've been waiting for her. While I was there also, I was watching with Cedar Point couple, or with Cedar couple. I saw them on the other side up in the balcony, and it was after I'd already walked over there. It just was like, hey. First of all, she has pipes. Girl can sing. I absolutely love watching her do any kind of acting, and she is an incredible overactor. Like if she could act and give that like nuance in like an over dramatic drama, I love it. But her song also is absolutely hilarious and perfect in every way, in the way that she just flubs it and that she's so over dramatic on it. The entire thing is done so well.
I don't want to be free. I'm staying, and you, you're gonna love me.
And I just loved it. I loved watching Lilith actually finally get her comeuppance, because she's the one, there's only one right answer. There's only one person who has connections and reasons to want to kill all 3 of the people that are in it. So I'm sorry, there's no other right answer. She's the only right one. All right. Looks like Millennium Force is closed down. Not sure why that would be the case. Wonder what happened. But we are on our way out anyway tonight. We did 15 things this evening. Well, really just all day today. which means definitely more than one thing per hour, which is good. I'd like to keep it there. But it also was a crazy busy day. And we also did get 2 meals in on top of that, so that would be 17 things. Many of those things were shows, and I also was able to film 8 videos tonight. So, like I've mentioned before, I'm stockpiling footage as much as I possibly can for the winter because I want to make sure that we have as much stuff as we possibly can to get us through the winter this year. So that we can talk about Cedar Point, we can talk about what happened, and get ramped up for 2023 from the very beginning. So I've been able to get a whole bunch of footage on that, and today, like I said, we did 8 additional videos on top of this one. So hopefully that'll be a fun little surprise for us in the future. You guys are so amazing. I love watching all of you so much. You guys are just awesome. Thanks for doing what you do. I love that group so much. I didn't get to watch them at the end of the night tonight, but they are my favorites. They're so good. And all year long I've been able to enjoy watching many of them in different iterations around the park. So it's fun to see, the different groups change from one point to another point. Love that. So this place really does empty out a lot late at night, which is definitely fun. Taking advantage of this place when it's completely empty, staying late and doing everything right up to the very last second is, I think, the best thing. The best thing you can do, because like right now, Valraven has a very short wait. I can see it from far away. These kids are running to whatever their next thing possibly could be, because they're probably going to try to get 2 or possibly even 3 more things done in the next 10 minutes. That's very much worthwhile, but I have the dogs tonight, so I can't. So one last tip for the evening: stay until the very end of the night, if it's at all possible. Obviously for me it's not. I've also done all of this stuff before, so that's fine. There are like a couple of shows that I haven't seen, but it's like the Witch Sisters and stuff like that. I'd still like to see them, just so that I can kind of get a more comprehensive view of what actually is happening, and so that you guys can see whether you might want to bring your kids to it or things like that. But if you have the opportunity to stay and you have the opportunity to do all of it until the very last minute, right now it's 5 minutes till. If you can be just now getting in a line for a haunted house or getting in a line for a roller coaster, especially one that has really, really, really long wait times, then that's your best bet. That way then you can really get the most bang out of your buck that is at all possible. And that way you didn't spend the daytime waiting in a line for something that was going to have a very short line later, which means you can then spend that energy on other rides that you don't have to deal with at the same way. Now the only problem is, if you do that and you really wanted to ride that ride, if that ride closes down, like Millennium did tonight, and you have not ridden Millennium either in years or you've never ridden it, then you missed out, which is part of the problem of saving something for the very end of the evening. It is a bit of a gamble. We are here now though at the pet check. Let's go get these puppies.